All right. Let me see here. Let me see if it come up on my page because StreamYard made some changes in my account. So I just want to double check to see if I'm live. Let's see here. Yep, says I'm live. And let me go in here, turn my sound down so I don't get any interruptions. All right. Good evening, good evening, good evening, everyone. Welcome to tonight's Friday night fireside chat. I am Shael Levon Rory of Virtual Way Publishing, and every week we gather right here to speak truth, ignite purpose, and to bring healing through your stories. Now, I'm telling you, tonight, I'm going to have to change my time to give myself a little bit more time because life just be lifing on Fridays, and I'm telling you, it's hard to get here at 8 o'clock anymore. I was babysitting my grandson tonight, so he just left. And, a while ago, I used to be able to do a wardrobe change in about 10 minutes. I've gotten older now, so I can't move that fast. Um, but I'm glad to be here tonight. I know that there were some people who contacted me and said that they were waiting for me, so I hope that they will still come on just a few minutes late. So I thank God to be here tonight. Last week, talking about life, and I'm telling you, bronchitis jumped on me last week, so I didn't even have a voice. So I thank God for my voice tonight. Tonight's topic is powerful and sobering, and it's been on my mind a lot. So write like your life depends on it because someone else's might. It's not just a catchy title. This is a call to action for everyone who has ever felt like, that they wanted to write or to share their story, to publish. There are some people who have written stories. I've been contacted by quite a bit of people this week. They have already written their stories. They just want to know how to publish. Um, so all of these who want to write, who wants to share, but they have hesitated because they don't know, exactly what to do. So that's why, we come here to talk about those things. So write like your life depends on it. And what I mean by that, when I say this, because somebody else's might, um, let me start with this truth that there's somebody out there who doesn't just need your advice, they need your experience. They need to see how you have survived the storm, not just we've gotten into, because of the way social media is, we just, have these highlight reels. And so we're just doing a lot of reels, and people are not getting what they really need. Of course, you look at the reels, you laugh, some you cry, some you just scroll up and down. But what people need to know is how you have survived your story, your storm that you've gone through. In a world of a lot of noise, AI generated fluff, copy and paste content, there's one thing that cuts through all of it, and that's authenticity. And that's what only you can bring. I There's a lot of talk about imposter syndrome, um, and I know that I was dealing with that imposter syndrome because I felt like I wasn't as good as other people, especially people that I know that have really really made it out there. So I felt like that I wasn't good enough, and that held me back. But what I've realized, um, and that's because when you see the gurus, when you see, these other people that you follow and they seem to be doing so well, you want to be like them, or you feel like you can't do it like them, or you can't speak like them, or So you got to be perfect. And if you can't be perfect, then it makes you pull back, and it puts you in a place where you're just stuck or frozen and you don't want to move forward. But what I found out about um, being this whole thing about the imposter syndrome, I found out that if I just not try to be perfect or try to be like anybody else and just be myself, I began to relax more. And that's how I'm able to do lives now, is because I can be me. I don't have to speak perfect. I don't have to look perfect. I don't have to do all the things that's so perfect that because when I realized that if I try to be so perfect, then um, I can't relax. So I feel like I'm going to mess up. I feel like I'm going to start tripping over my words and all that kind of stuff. But when I'm more of myself, then I can relax and I can give the message more effectively. So, for those of you who are experiencing um, imposter syndrome, just be yourself. And when you realize that you can be yourself, you'll relax more when you don't have to be so perfect. I remember a time where, thank you, Renee. My people are starting to come on now. Dr. Dawn, Renee, my baby girl. Well, she's not my baby girl, but she's my baby. My oldest daughter, Miss Sarah. But that's when I remember a time where, um, I was told, well, you gotta look the part. You gotta, make sure you have makeup on. I did have makeup on when I first came on here, but I'm telling you, I was sweating so much, I started wiping it off because it's hot. It's almost 90 degrees here in Philadelphia, so it's really hot. And so the makeup didn't stay on. I have to discover some, you know, foundation that doesn't come off. So once I, discover that, then I'll be all right. But I was told that I had to look perfect. I had to wear makeup. I have to wear lipstick. I have to speak well. I have to, sit up straight. I have to do all these things. And um, I just couldn't do it. I didn't feel right when I sat before people. I just didn't feel right. So anyway, those of you who are, um, going through that, then just know that it's all right. Just be yourself, just relax, and you'll be able to tell your story. You'll be able to, write your story, because the same thing happens when you're writing. You feel like you got to write so perfectly. Just write as if you're talking to a friend. Just write like you're talking to a friend, because there is somebody out there who you can help. There's somebody out there whose life depends on what it is that you're going to be sharing, that you're going to be talking about your experiences, how you got over. Somebody needs that story. So write as if you're writing to that one somebody, and you'll be able to get through your writing very well. So we don't just write to tell stories. We write to preserve legacy, to create safe places, and to shift atmospheres, just like Joseph did in the Bible. Joseph wasn't just a dreamer, he was a strategist, he was a planner. Um, he wrote the playbook that preserved the people in a time of famine. And I believe you have a playbook somewhere on the inside of you too. Your story, your wisdom, your pain, your redemption. That book that you keep pushing aside may be somebody else's Goshen, a place of safety in the middle of chaos. So don't keep putting it aside, um, and don't second guess yourself. Just put it out there. Um, let's talk about writing, from your truth. Um, I talked about AI, a while ago, so I want to talk about that just briefly for a second. I use AI. I love it, in fact, because it helps me to brainstorm and structure my thoughts. But here's the difference. I still show up. I still, bleed on the page. I still write on my pages. I still tell my truth. And that's the danger of this new era. There's so much noise out here about publishing books now. And the gurus are telling you now that you can write a book in, less than 30 minutes. And you can if you just do it strictly from AI. If you're just copying and pasting it from AI, you can do that. But why would you want to publish a book without ever telling the truth? You can have 200 pages and say absolutely nothing because there's no structure, there's no human part in it. And so you bring that when you write it, your soul shows up on the page. And that's when lives change. That's what people are looking for. They're not looking for perfection. They're not looking for you to do everything right. They're looking for another human being. They're looking to connect with you. They're looking for someone who they can connect with to say, I've been through what you've been through. So I'm not taking anything away from AI because it has its place, and it's really good, and it's good for us to to get on board with it so that we won't be left behind and have a good understanding of, what AI brings to the table. But it's not for you to substitute who you are. And that's the danger of it. It isn't the silence, it's the substitution. It substitutes your voice. It causes you to lose your voice. And we don't want to do that. When you stop speaking in your voice and start copying someone else's, you lose the assignment. We've all been given an assignment. People can tell if it's AI though. Yeah, them kids on TikTok are dragging these AI content creators. Yeah, because you can tell. Because I am a publisher, I can tell when people have used AI or ChatGPT to write their stories or do their books. I can tell because there's certain things that AI does. And, if you have the eye for it, then now they're trying to teach you how to put, your content through other apps to try to, rinse it so that people can't tell. But you can tell because ChatGPT has a language. If you haven't trained it to speak the way that you speak, it has a certain way that people can tell what and yeah. So Nasara saying that you have to edit ChatGPT. If you don't, it's going to have some errors in there. So you can't just go and copy and paste. You have to go through it. You have to edit it. You have to, and then sometimes it will repeat itself. And I've seen that in people's books as well, that it'll repeat itself. And I know that it's good for characters, but if you don't tell it to, if you don't train it to recreate that same character, then you're going to have a different character. So it just has so many flaws that we can't depend on it 100%. So please be careful. And, the danger of losing your voice by just depending on that. So when you dilute your story to make others comfortable, you miss the very people that you were called to reach. There's people out there that we're called to reach. So don't dilute your story. Don't depend on artificial intelligence to write your story. Give the story your soul. Give the story yourself, your authenticity. Be authentic. Be real. Because that's what people are waiting for. They're waiting for you to be real, to be raw, to be vulnerable enough to say, I went through this and I almost gave up, but I'm still here. And that's a real statement. I can't tell you how many times I have been through things and I almost gave up. Almost gave up. And if I didn't have um, you know, that spiritual side of myself. If I didn't have God in my life, I would have gave up. If I didn't have that friend to talk to help me to get through um, some of the mental stuff that I have gone through because of certain situations or circumstances, or no matter what it is, I wouldn't still be here. So I'm so thankful that I did have that. And so I can be able to say, listen, I went through this and I had a mentor who taught me how to do this. I had a good friend who listened to me without any judgment. And, she was able to, help me through whatever it was that I was going through. And because you're still here, you still have time to write. So don't give up. Um, don't let the book that you have stay buried on the inside of you. Not another day, not another week, not another moment. Don't let perfection rob you of your progress. Keep moving. Don't give up, and don't strive for perfection. Strive to finish. And please don't let comparison, don't compare yourself to anybody. And I've done that. I've compared myself to people. And again, I had, my mentor to say, but listen, you know, you were the one who created that and people copied from you. You were the one who um, um, started who created that course. You were the one who did this or did that. So don't look at other people as being better than you because they're doing what you're doing. Understand that you were the one who started it first. You were the one who did it first. So look at that as being a compliment. So write like or because someone else might. Let me see what the people in the comments are saying. There is metadata too. AI has metadata that reveals it's AI generated. Yes, I've seen that. I've seen where experts with artificial intelligence can show you how that metadata shows up, and so it's in the background. So when you are um, publishing these books or putting your content in different places, it does show up, and there's ways that you can tell it. But like I said, I don't know too much about the metadata, but I do know that there is a certain language that AI has, and I can pick it up. And it also has certain punctuations, like those lines. They have so many lines instead of commas. They'll replace the commas with lines. So there's different grammatical stuff that they do as well that I picked up on that lets me know that people have used AI or ChatGPT for their books. There's a lot going on now with the animation, and I love the animation, especially when I learned how to make myself talk. So, I will be using that for specific things. But now the biggest thing on TikTok and Facebook and all the other platforms is the babies. Now, I don't think I'm going to turn myself into a baby. I don't want to do that, but it's fun to look at that people are able to do many things with AI. So what we want to do is to use it to be able to create um, um, more streams for ourselves. So um, my call to action tonight is if this was good for you tonight, to write in the comments. Let me know. I thank you all for being here. Also, I want you to join my Facebook group, the Virtual Way Story Circle. It's a space for aspiring writers, authors, new or old, storytellers who are ready to rise and write with a purpose. I am working on my my YouTube channel. It's going to be called the Virtual Healing Pen. So when that is up and finished, I will let you know so that you can check out my YouTube channel. And also, because this is the month of June, my birthday month. I'm so excited. This is my birthday month. Because it's my birthday month, I am promoting for all new authors, or for those who are ready to write a new story. I know a lot of you have books out already. So if you wanted to write a new book, or a new project, a new coloring book, a new children's book, whatever it is, I am promoting 15% off of the regular price. So if you want to take advantage of that, just let me know. For the whole month of June, because it is my birthday month and I'm excited. So I want you to be excited too about 15% off. And once you reach out to me, you can DM me. Those of you that have my number, you can call me and we can discuss what the price is going to be. So I will be, promoting that on my page, 15% off for the month of June. All right. So this has been a good night. I thank you all for being here with me, for always showing up for me. And I love you guys. And I just want you to remember it. And listen, if you want to, if you want to share this chat, then feel free to share it. I'm gonna put some of it in my reels. I mean, on my Facebook page, and break it up into reels so that people can take advantage of it. And remember, write like your life depends on it, because somebody else's might. So um, I say good night to you all. I love you, and have a great, great weekend. Bye bye. Now find this live button, y'all. Let me find this live button, because y'all trying to keep me here. Love you, love you, love you.